Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Jasmine the Buffet Witch. But you already know that because we were just talking at length about the difficulties of getting symmetrical eyebrows. Don't look up there, don't talk about it. We will not talk about it. Even though I want to talk about it because we're using a product that I'm super excited to have. But just the skills of the the symmetry, it's not there, okay? So don't look too close at them, they'll run away. Anyways, welcome to a makeup quickie. She says, knowing that it probably ain't gonna be very quick at all, okay? I have a little bit more self-time, and anytime I can squeeze in some me time, it's gonna be here at the Vanity. I'm gonna cough now, okay? Somehow, some way, I'm still sick. So, we're moving on. We have the brows on. It took me so long to do them, and they just barely look okay, but we are not going to talk about it. We're not even going to think about them. We're not going to look up there. I'm just going to tell you what I'm using because I'm excited about this product, and it's the Made by Mitchell Sludge Case. If you saw, if I posted the video about my Made by Mitchell, I should be starting a playlist for that soon. You will know that this is my latest purchase from the brand, and I am super excited about it. Today I'm using the shade Mykonos, and this is actually a very dark navy blue, which is fun. I really like the wackier colors, wacky, but you know, not the traditional brow shades that are up on the top. I really like the colored shades on the bottom. So yeah, that's what the brows are. Let's move in. Today's eyeshadow look, we are going to be using the Blends palette because I think I want to play with my Odin's Eye Multi-Chromes, but I want to play with this dark blue shade. I saw this guy on Instagram and his smoky eye was so beautiful. Now, I've noticed that as I've been using this new sludge case for my brows, I've been corresponding the brow color with the eyeshadow. Not entirely my favorite thing to do because sometimes it gets a little bit too monotone and a little too matchy-matchy, but I really want to try using those darker shades. So let's see what we can do. I don't want to get caught up in the I'm constantly doing this or I'm constantly doing that shade, but I feel like we're going to end up with a blue-green type of deal here. I don't know where the shimmer is going to go. I'm kind of having a little bit of a crisis when it comes to the shape of my eyeshadow and just like feeling like I'm doing it the right way for me and my makeup style. I just feel like my eyeshadows just all look the same, and then, you know, it's just different colors, which is eyeshadow, but still. Anyways, we are prepping the eye space with what now? Who now? And what number? Exactly. I know y'all already said it. Juvia's Place. I prep by Prime Shade 2. Because you know things. You rehearsed your lines and you're ready for your close-up. Got it. Got it. Got it. Speaking of close-ups, we have got to do some exfoliation. Okay? So we've got our eye prepped and primed, ready to go. Let's get into this eyeshadow. So I'm pulling out the Blends palette because although I do have a 42 pan bright matte rainbow palette from Beauty Bay, I don't feel like pulling those out right now. So I really want a nice gradient. I want it super dark on the outside and super light on the inside. What are we gonna do? Let's go ahead and start with, how about this color, Bubble Bath? It's a bit of like a watery blue, a watery light blue. I'm gonna cough again. You're welcome. Okay, and we're gonna pop her in our crease area because there's nothing I love more than a really nice fade. I just seeing good gradients, it's so satisfying. So whenever I can attempt or whenever I can execute one, I'm very, very happy. The reason I said this is like a watery blue is because it's tiptoeing into green territory. You know what I mean? It's just light enough to be blue, but it's got a bright enough like edge to it that it's like, oh, is that green? Is that blue? And of course, that is because it's going on a brown skin tone. So the brown in my skin is pulling out the green in the blue shade. Did that make any sense? I'm sure it did. You're smart. Let's move on. So let's go ahead and pop on our crease color. Or maybe we should do like a mid-tone shade and then a crease color. So why don't we go with this darker blue as our mid-tone shade, which is pretty dark on its own. Are we gonna have a whole motorcycle group go by today? I don't think so. It's Monday, but you never know. I just hate how nasally my voice sounds. Okay. And for some reason, I don't feel like I'm gonna end up with the look that I want. So we're just gonna do what I always do. I like to take my middle shade and sweep that under the lash line. Under the lower lash line. Why do I always forget to say lower when I say that? Anyways, man, having this cold has just made me so something. Very much something, you know. I'm gonna go in with a new brush, but that first shade Bubble Bath. Tappity tap. And we're gonna blend this out. Because yeah, I don't think we're gonna be, well, we might get what I was aiming for. And now I'm gonna take that light shade and curl that under the middle shade for the lower lash line. I did it. Yay, I'm learning, okay? All right, nice and blended. We can bring that up a bit. So now I don't think that dark multi-chrome is gonna be the right idea. I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I just be doing things. Okay, going back in with that middle shade. No added product. It's gonna pop that on. Okay, now we're gonna go into the multi-chromes. I don't wanna go too crazy with the eyeshadow because I feel like when I do, that's definitely when I lose a grip on the script. Okay, so we're gonna go into that blue shade. It's called Dimitri. I love that name, actually. If Tom and I ever were, if we would have had another child, which we're not going to, but if we would have, and it was a boy, which it most likely would be, his family, they just make boys. One girl, maybe every generation. And if I had another son, I would have named him Dimitri or Demetrius. I really like that name. So Dominic and Demetrius. But anyways, I'm gonna pop this on the lid, close to that outside shade. Now, don't worry, I did not forget that I did want a deepening shade, but I wanna put this on first, just to see what happens. Okay. And I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. I do like to bring my shimmers up just a touch so you can see them over my, as Dion says, sometime poof, okay? So you see my poof, and so when I look up, you don't really see the top of that shim. You can still see it on my lid, but we need just a little bit more, just a little bit more, a little bit higher, okay? Now, when I take this Odin's Eye multi-chrome bundle out, you know there is a shade that I just can't stop myself from touching, and it is the shade Angela. It's a beautiful seafoamy green, lavender, purpley, bluey, green, dewy thingy, okay? That made no sense, but that is what the shade looks like, all right? On my skin tone, it doesn't stay in that greeny area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of Angela on the center of the lid, and I don't know what I'm gonna do in the inner corner, which upsets me, but I don't. I'm gonna take my finger for this part, actually. So this is Angela. When it's swatched, quite pewter, but we're putting her on a blue base, so hopefully she'll do, oh. It still kind of goes in that, like, oh, no, never mind. When I get to the sides of her, she is hindering on blue. All right, so then what I'm gonna do, actually, is I'm gonna take the blue shade we started with, and we're gonna, Dimitri, we're gonna put that on the inner corner as well. but low. So that I'm not going to take in this area. I'll probably go in with a little bit more of the first blue, light blue matte shade, and then a little bit of my setting powder or my foundation powder, just to keep this area nice and clean, because sometimes I feel like I don't know what to do with that spot. So we've got a little bit of a halo eye going on here, but still blue and pretty. And I mean, I do like this dark shimmer. She's cool. All right, on the lower lash line, I'm gonna take the same blue, Dimitri. I like to put it on the tips of the brush bristles. And before I do that, let me just dust away a little bit of this fallout. Okay, I like that. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the first blending shade we used. And I'm just going to kind of give this a nice little fade. And then I'm gonna go in with my face powder. I'm just gonna use my Fenty, and just on the inner corner here, I just wanna kind of mattify that with a little bit of brown, just to keep a little bit of a gate on things here. There you go. And then for our inner corner, we're already here, but I really want to keep this blue. I'm actually going to go in with my shape shifter. So I have shade shifters and a shape shifter, okay? Using my shape shifter and a tiny little pencil brush, we are going to go in with this one here, which is called Bewitch, and that's going to be our inner corner highlight. A beautiful iridescent holographic shimmery shiny galactic blue. Okay, I like that. We are finished. I'm gonna go ahead, go off camera, do the other eye, pop on some mascara, and I'll be right back. All right guys, we're back, we're done, we did it. I didn't put mascara on the lower lash line. Don't ask me why, but I did it. I didn't feel like doing it, so I'm not going to. We're finished. So let's go ahead and do a lip, very simple, very basic. I honestly think I might just put on a gloss, and honestly, not even a color gloss. We are just gonna be basic, simple, easy peasy lemon squeezy and put on a clear gloss, girl. Call it a day. All right, come on, there you go. Nice little glass moment, because this eye is just a bit too busy for me to be having any type of color on my lips other than my lips, okay? But we're finished. Let's chitty chat just a little bit, because I'm feeling some things, I love blue eyeshadow, but I think it's time to retire it in this formation, at least with this dark blue shimmer. I don't dislike the look, because the more I look at it, the more I am happy with the gradient, but I really feel like this could have, we could have added a black to this or something to really deepen it out, then do our mid-tone shade, and then do the gradient. But it's still a good look, it is. But I look at it and I'm just like, we could have did something else, but we did this, all right? I do really like the shimmers. I need to figure it out, because this shade, before it hits pan, I want to get blue out of this. I don't know what to do. I think something that might possibly help. Actually, it did help. Yep. I'm remembering now. This color case made by Mitchell, come to the front of the class, because you just got an A+, all right? I need to break out the Eclectics palette and use one of these bases so that I can get the blue out of this shade. So I think I've shown this like a bajillion times. Whether I've posted it or not, at this point, don't even ask, okay? But when I show it on camera, you're gonna see purple, lavender, things like that. But this is what I see, okay? That blue, it's a little bit periwinkle, because there's like blue, but then a little bit of lavender, but the blue is kind of greeny. There's a green shift in it. There's a gold shift in it. There's a lot of things happening, but this is what happens when I put it on the eye. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'd like to get it. So we are going to have to try with I Start My Made by Mitchell playlist. We're definitely going to be using these bases to see how I can get these multi-chromes and shimmers to work for me, because I also have the DD Signature Chromebook Volume 1, and a lot of those shades, whereas the Odin's Eye, a lot of them go green or gold on me, the DD Signature Chromebook Volume 1, a lot of those shades go blue. So we're gonna have to figure that out. But as far as I'm concerned with this look, I think we are done. Again, the brows are a lot, and then to kind of correspond this, because it almost looks black, but then then you look at it a little bit and you're like, oh, that's like a really dark blue. So this is not my favorite look, but we did it. And it also could be because I'm wearing a pink shirt. So but it's been me, Jasmine the Buffet Witch, and you already know that because I just talked your face completely off of your head, all right? I will see you in the next video, which will be very, very soon. But until then, guys, drink some water. Maybe buy an eyebrow stencil and a ruler and ship it to me ASAP. I don't know, maybe. And I will see you in the next video, hopefully without the nasal congestion and phlegmy sounding voice, but I don't know. We'll probably have that for a little bit longer. But until then, guys, take care.